Well, hello, EKN Nation. Welcome to another edition of our OutLap Preview Podcast. It's episode number 79, October the 8th, 2024, and it is Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals Week. This is going to be, I would say it could be a super long podcast, considering the fact there's over 600 entries, but we're going to try to keep it a little tighter here. It just doesn't need to be a 2-hour one this time around. Let's put it that way. My name's Rob Howard, and I'll be joined by David Cole as always. This edition of the OutLap is presented, not surprisingly, by Briggs & Stratton Racing. Briggs & Stratton is powering Operation Grassroots around the world. No other engine manufacturer is getting new and returning drivers to the kart track like the Briggs 206. The out-of-the-box performance of the Briggs 206 provides the most fun, excitement, and reliability of any karting engine on the global market. Learn more about the 206 engine and the history behind Briggs & Stratton's commitment to motorsports at briggsracing.com or on Instagram at racebriggs. All right, David, there's a couple of races we do every year that are just absolutely massive. One, annually, of course, the SuperKarts USA Super Nationals. And for four-cycle Briggs Racing, this race has become that. It's the one that everybody comes to. It's the Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals 8, the event taking place this weekend, October 10th to the 13th at Newcastle Motorsports Park.
Yeah, it's the big one. It's the runoffs. It's whatever you want to call it. The Super Nationals, the big one, the Super Bowl of karting, and all of that, all wrapped into one with, as you said, over 600 entries, well over 500 drivers. It's just a phenomenal, massive event that has grown from where it was in 2019, where we were like, this has potential. This could be a big one, to becoming right. The big one in a blink of an eye. Really, it's just shocking to see how massive this event's become.
Well, you say we'll get into this in the by the numbers in the next segment, but it's 281 in 2019. 296 in 2020. We're double that now. So it's just absolutely massive for this event. Dave, look at some of the event notes. Obviously, one of the things that everybody was kind of waiting on was, hey, what's the track going to look like? What's the layout going to be? We've kind of been using the same layout for the last couple of years. We're using what they call track 4, which is in the counterclockwise direction. It's the national track, David, but it's using the Monza, or the shark fin as they call it.
Yeah, I like Monza because it has the bank corner. It's the Monza corner. It looks like a shark fin, yes, when you combine the right, left, right combination. So yes, it's both, but it's different. So we've never done I-70. We typically only use the I-70 corner for our pace laps to get set up for the green flag for all the racing. So that's going to be an interesting new. Basically, that's the newest part. It's removing that cut through corner, which was a pretty challenging corner in itself, because you have to get on to the straightaway with good amount of speed to not get overtaken there. Well, now it's going to be a draft thing. It's going from I-70 all the way to turn 1. It's going to be the longest straightaway that I've done in Briggs, except for road racing. It's going to be a long one. So it'll be interesting to see, the gearing selection. I think that's going to be the biggest situation with this racetrack. Obviously, everything else is the same except going down to I-70, making that run to the checker flag enormous.
Yeah, again, that's what it's going to be. Like you said, in my mind, it's going to be the gear change. I'm sure that'll get figured out very quickly when we go into practice on Thursday. But that'll be the big change. The run all the way down into the I-70, the big long straightaway, then all the way down into essentially the final corner on the racetrack. So, or the first corner on the racetrack if we use the start finish coming down into that corner. So again, as we know, folks, first time we've used this track as part of the CKNA Grand Nationals. The event has been held here at Newcastle Motorsports Park from the get-go. David, let's run through the event schedule a little bit. As I mentioned already, Thursday unofficial practice, getting things underway.
Yeah, Thursday will be the unofficial practice. Each class gets a 4 sessions on the day. So for the most people, it'll be 8 because they're double dipping. At least senior masters and legends drivers mostly are. But every category will get 1 or 4 sessions on the day. Friday will go into what will be the split sessions for the first time. That's something brand new that Cup Karts North America is going to do for the Grand Nationals, which is have morning groups and afternoon groups. Each will have a warm-up happy hour, which sets the grid for qualifying. and qualifying will be broken up into groups as well before we get into the opening round of heat races. Well, the morning groups for Friday will be cadet, senior medium, masters, kid kart, and junior. The afternoon groups will be sportsman, senior heavy, legends, and senior light. Now, the difference in that, we're used to the kind of the morning afternoon shift at Super Nationals for Super Karts USA. Well, Cup Karts is going to swap it. So this way, everybody gets the opportunity to race kind of under the lights. So Saturday morning will be the sportsman, senior heavy, legends, kid kart, and senior light. Kid kart will actually be in the morning group for both days. So that is the only category that doesn't swap. So you're going to be on track late afternoon, Friday afternoon for sportsman, senior heavy, legends, and senior light. And you're going to come back the next morning ready to go. But at least you'll be wrapped up and done by the time the afternoon starts for cadet, senior, medium, masters, and junior, which everybody will be running warm up, heat 2 and heat 3 all day on Saturday. And the heat races will be 8 laps long as well. So another new element to the event is 2 special events. The Briggs Out of the Box Challenge will be run Saturday, as well as the Senior Showdown. So these are 2 separate events that'll happen after all the heat races are done. They're actually going to do some of the early stuff during breaks. So the Out of the Box Challenge will be put a brand new engine out of the box on a kart, however fast you can, for all the different teams that are going to be doing it. That sets you up the grid order for your race later in the day. The Senior Showdown is going to be kind of like an all-star thing that they're going to be trying to do. They're going to bring in some former Grand National winners, including Masters drivers, Legends drivers, all different levels, and put them out for kind of like almost like an Australian Pursuit, but more of a stage racing thing where if you're the last 2 drivers after that stage, you're done, you're out. So it'll be an interesting thing. We'll kind of see how that unfolds. It'll all be under the lights. However, I think they start that stuff around 8 p.m. Saturday night, and it'll probably go to about 10. So it'll be a 2-hour show that, maybe we'll pull up a chair and just enjoy it as a spectator, since we'll be racing all day. And then Sunday, last chance qualifiers will go in the morning. You'll have senior heavy, senior light, junior, senior medium, and then those will be 10 laps each to set the final grids, which will run 16 lap races for all the main events.
There you have it. It's going to be a busy 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Newcastle. Of course, coverage on Kart Chaser as well, so make sure you tune in to see it all. It's going to be a pretty exciting weekend of racing. When we come back after this first break, folks, we're going to go by the numbers. We've got some stats as well coming from Race Select to help you out here. A lot of really good information coming out of that Race Select program. When we get back, we'll look at the by the numbers. There's a new hot button name in American safety equipment, Stilo USA. Every product with Stilo is focused on safety, comfort, and function. Stilo USA is happy to provide you with the proper safety apparel to keep you protected on the track, and their karting lineup is second to none. New to the product lineup is the Stilo Carbon CMR karting helmet. Designed to revolutionize your karting experience, this carbon fiber crafted helmet is among the lightest on the market, without compromising on safety. The Stilo ST5 KRT karting helmet is manufactured using a lightweight and extremely strong composite material. The KRT provides an excellent fit and comfort level due to its dual density interior foam lining, and it's equipped with a symmetrical visor that offers excellent vision and an effortless central visor locking system. The Stilo ST5 CMR standard was developed jointly by the FIA Institute and Snell Memorial Foundation to ensure safer and lighter weight helmets for younger karters. Drivers rave about the superior comfort levels, lightweight construction, and the unparalleled field of vision that is perfect for the youth helmet line. Stilo didn't stop with their helmets either. The newly developed Carbon Curva rib protector is unlike any other on the market, with a form-fitting solution to offer superior protection. The Carbon Curva 8870 version is FIA homologated and includes a chest protector. Head to StiloHelmets.com to review these products and many more to keep you safe on the track. Stilo, any competition, one helmet. Motor mounts. They keep your engine attached to your chassis, right? The answer is they're much more important than that. Your motor mount is critical in transferring 100% of the power from your engine through to your tires and the racetrack. You need this to get on the podium each and every time you race. Odenthal Racing Products is here for you, providing the best motor mounts on the karting market today, all designed to make sure you're using all the horsepower you pay for. Odenthal Racing Products is a family-owned and operated business with decades of karting experience in providing products with unmatched quality and value for our racing community. The Pro Series mount for 2-cycle engines, which is available in 0, 5, and 8-degree inclinations, provides a rigid structure to help keep vibration to a minimum without adding too much weight to your setup. The 4-cycle Easy Set system is one of the most popular mounts for the Briggs & Stratton 206 power plant. Multiple mounting holes provide the most adjustability depending on your chassis and seat placement. To ensure a tight fit to your chassis, our ORP wedge clamps get the job done, and they feature a number of design updates to provide a lower profile and lighter weight. The clamps are available from 28mm to 32mm in both standard and Euro style sizes. And now, Odenthal has also revolutionized the karting industry with its new Easy GP camera mounting system. Designed to mount anywhere on your chassis with 1 or 2 cameras, the ORP Easy GP camera mount is your solution to capture that onboard winning moment. Head to odenthalracing.com and find a dealer near you. Odenthal Racing Products, proudly made in the USA. History, success, family. Those are the 3 words that can describe Comet Kart Sales, one of the longest tenured karting businesses in the United States. The family-owned operation located just outside of Indianapolis has provided karts, parts, and services for thousands of racers in the near 6 decades of business. Their online store features everything you need, continually adding new parts to their product line. From full karting packages, new engines, spare or replacement parts, and safety gear, find it all at CometKartSales.com. Their Comet Racing Engine service has won multiple major events and championships over decades of karting and continues to offer the best trackside service in the industry, specializing in IAME X30, IAME Swift, and other 2-cycle power plants. Make sure to head to CometKartSales.com or call them at 317-462-3413 to be part of the Comet Kart Sales family today. Welcome back to episode 79 of our EKN OutLap as we are previewing this coming weekend's Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals 8. Rob Howden alongside David Cole. I mentioned a little bit about by the numbers. The inaugural race back in 2019, 281 entries, bumped up to 296 during the COVID 2020 race, and then a massive jump of almost 80 for 2021. David up to 375. Like, to think about that. Wow, it's so big. 375. The next year, 380. A couple more racers. And like, how big could it get? Are we kind of to the end of it? No. We go over, 120 more for last year and add another 120 more this year. 501 entries in 2023. David, right now, as it stands, 627 entries for 2024. Just absolutely massive.
And Rob, there's room to grow.
Oh, God.
Because the junior, well, you look at it. So juniors at 97, they were opened up to the 116 maximum amount that Cup Karts is allowing. So you got at least, 19 drivers that could come into the junior ranks. Senior light and senior medium, those are essentially sold out. They're at 115 and 113 respectively. So
Crazy.
Again, cancellations, there's, so I don't think there could be walk-ups. We never know. They could cap those categories off. Senior heavies at 72, and that I believe was opened up to 116 as well. So again, a lot of the that's one of the categories that you could see an influx, or they could have capped that one off at say 60, like Masters and Legends will be, which Legends hit the 60 mark. That's been capped off, and Masters was only 4 short at 56. So again, there is room to grow on top of this program.
Because David, look at this: 8 categories, only 7 of the 8 with their highest numbers ever, right? 26 in kid kart, 51 in cadet, 97 in junior, 115 entries in senior light, 113 in senior medium, 72 in senior heavy, 56 in masters, 60 in legends, but only 37 drivers in the sportsman category. Twice back in 21 and 22, they had 55. So,
well, now, they're because they did the split. So that's part of it. So if you combine cadet and sportsman,
I know
that's 88 drivers right there. So technically that's pretty solid.
But there's the opportunity. There's the opportunity
exactly
for that to go back to 55 again, right? So it's the growth of the sportsman. Like you said, cadet was new in 2023. They had 32 last year, and that split really cadet and sportsman, which would have been, as you mentioned, if you bring them together, would have been 67. So again, it would have been a record for that window of drivers. But again, it leaves the opportunity to throw another 20 karts in there.
Yeah, I still say it's a record because sportsman is bigger than what it was last year. And
agreed. I'll give you that.
Cadet nearly up 20. So yeah, it's massive, but still room to grow. And that's the crazy part about it. Cause I thought Steven Vermeer was talking crazy. I thought he needed to get checked out. And again, I'll say it. I'll keep saying it. He proved me wrong.
Yeah, 100%. We are up at 627 with a shot of going to what 650, maybe even higher next year. So, I mentioned coming into the segment here, David, that Race Select has provided us with a bunch of fun stats. Let's get started a bit, and I'll throw some out here. First one he had here, David, with over 620 entries, multiple classes, by far the biggest CKNA Grands, as we've talked about, the largest known 4-cycle race in the world, and the largest Briggs 206 race in history. We'll start with that. Pretty impressive. This is the biggest Briggs 206 race ever since that engine was debuted.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. It just continues to make history over and over and over again. Unique thing, there's 36 states represented at the event, up from 32 last year. There are 16 of them that have more than 10 drivers in attendance. So that's pretty good. And leading the way is Indiana. It has 72 drivers in attendance, with Kansas and Nebraska, each just having one driver each. So you got Indiana with 72 and Kansas and Nebraska with one each.
One each. Over 383 different cities are represented. Indianapolis, Indiana, stealing that crown back from Mooresville, North Carolina, with 9 entries this year. What?
Yeah. So 9. Yeah, there's 9 drivers from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
Which beat Mooresville, North Carolina, which was the highest last year at 7, and they'll have 7 again this year. And it's interesting because he's noting that Indianapolis has 17 times the population of Mooresville, which is a unique statistic. So yeah,
I want to see how many guys claim Indianapolis, but they actually live in Avon or.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Again, it depends on the criteria that Mr. Keith Warren set up. So being a math major, I know you have to look at all the different factors. So
exactly
we'll just kind of go with what he gave us and what his things are. The driver from the smallest town competing this weekend is Hunter Bolton, who lives in Bowen, Illinois. So it is the smallest town represented this weekend. So that's a unique stat.
He's digging deep here.
Oh yeah,
this is good.
He's got a map. He's all into it. Let's see. William Heckman is the youngest driver in the field. I'm assuming he's going to be one of the kid kart drivers. So let me see. His age should be up there. Hold on. Got to get on the other screen and scroll up. Kid kart Heckman, 5 years old. So 5 years old. And then the oldest being Travis Wilbur of Paragon, Indiana. One
74.
Of 3 competitors who are over 70 years of age.
74 for him. Larry Pike at 72. Scrolling back up to see where the other one is. Oh, there's right there.
Jeff Scott is 96, but I doubt that.
Yeah, Stevie Bouchel. It says that he says he's 70.
There you go.
Hope those are correct.
Well, you'll have to speak to them at the Legends grid.
We need to have I think we need a Legends photo this year. We need to have all the pictures. You think about the fact that there is how many? What did we say there was for Legends? Did 60. We get 60?
Yeah,
60 guys over 50 to race. this weekend.
Geriatric class.
Exactly how we're going to make it.
Sponsored by AARP.
That's it. 100%. Give me my 15% off.
Yeah. Canada. Hey, speaking of you, Canada sending 100 racers across the border.
That's
so
amazing.
It's crazy. Yeah. The Cup Karts expansion up to Canada with Gerald Casey. It's been a great success, and they're bringing, we said it after COVID, it was going to take some time to get them to come back, and they certainly have done that.
Yeah, the Cup Karts North America program, obviously with its regions, North, South, and of course Canada. Gerald Casey's done a great job with the Cup Karts Canada program, continuing to grow that. There's a lot. There's always been great four-cycle racing in Canada, so great to see 100 racers coming across the border to run here. And interesting, you go from Canada to a little further away. New Zealand actually sending 10 entries, up 3 from last year. So New Zealand is going to have almost a dozen people, 10 entries running in the event, which I think is great.
Yeah, Briggs is international. In case you didn't know that, they do have championships in Italy. They have championships in New Zealand and other parts of the world as well. So that's a really cool thing. And actually, half of the entries this year will be making their Grand Nationals debut. So again, that's the biggest thing, is it's still bringing in new racers to this event. That's the kind of unique part about it, is how many new racers are coming. Not necessarily new racers, but new to the Grand Nationals coming into the event.
Here's one thing, David. People will say, and listen, we've heard this forever, right? There's 627 entries. How many real drivers are there? That's just entries, right? 525 unique drivers. That's a really good stat I wanted to hear. 525, 98 drivers are going to be double duty. David, you already talked about the fact lots of guys are doing Legends and Masters, or Masters and Senior Heavy, or a combination of the senior categories. A couple drivers actually doing all 3 senior categories. David, Owen Lloyd, Brady Atwood, and Adam Maxwell are going to try to go after the Triple Crown, running all 3 senior categories.
Yeah, we've seen a few drivers double up, but we've never seen a driver win all 3 senior categories. And Rob, that's the part about it, is with 525 unique drivers, that means there's at least 525 karts in the paddock for competition. So it's immense amount of equipment and product that'll be in the paddock this weekend. And thankfully, Mike Adams and his entire crew are going to do the best they can to get everybody in to what is an enormous paddock already. But when you start doing that kind of math, that's a lot of pit spaces to fill up.
Indeed. Drivers are going to turn over 60,000 laps here over the weekend, covering a distance greater than 2 full laps around the Earth at the equator. Keith Warren's given us some good stuff from Race Select. That's solid. Over 7,200 Vega kart tires will be used. What do you say here? If you stack them on top of one another, would fall over well before you reach the final height, roughly the same as Sugarloaf Mountain in Vermont. Where did this come from?
I've never been to Vermont, so I'm not familiar with Sugarloaf Mountain, but I assume it's very tall.
There you go. You want to roll the average ages? This is good.
Yeah, average age. Kid Karts is 7, Cadet 9, Sportsman 11, Junior 14, Senior Light is 20, along with Senior Medium. Senior Heavy up a little bit, probably because of all the Masters drivers in that field, up to 24, and the Masters is at 44. So, damn, I'm on the upper side of that.
How old are you now, Cole?
45.
Holy shite. I'm on the lower side of mine.
Yeah, your lower side of yours. Legends is 58. Well, when you get at least 3 drivers over the age of 70, that's going to screw up the average for sure. And actual average age of the event is 23. So if you're asking where are all the 20-year-olds racing, it's 4-cycle.
It's 4-cycle. Yeah, 100%. Right. Good stuff. All right, folks, another break in the action. When we get back, we're going to dive through the categories here. Our next little run here will be Senior Medium, Senior Light, Senior Heavy, the 3 senior classes. We're not going to go super, super deep into this. Otherwise, it'd be a 3-hour show. But when we get back, we'll talk a little bit about Senior Light, Medium, and Heavy. The Performance Racing Industry Show, the 3 biggest days in the business of motorsports, is returning to Indianapolis this December. Featuring the newest parts and technology, access to countless manufacturers and service providers, and virtually unlimited opportunities to network face-to-face with industry leaders, the PRI Show is where everyone in the racing industry gathers under one roof on December 12th to 14th. If you're in the business of racing, you have to be at the PRI Show. Visit PRIshow.com to learn more and register today. Race you there. Winning takes top quality equipment, flawless preparation, experienced coaching, and passion. And at Team GFC, we live our passion. Developed by American karting champion Gary Carlton, the GFC chassis has become one of the newest brands to reach the top of the podium in North America. GFC has garnered victories and championships at all levels of the sport since its debut at the end of 2018. Shifter car drivers are at the front of the field in the GT14 frame, with the SS31 a consistent contender in tag and 100cc competition. Team GFC has arrive and drive packages available for all categories, including the mini and micro classes utilizing the GFC RR5 cadet chassis. These young pilots have the opportunity to be part of the Team GFC Young Driver Development Program. Learn from one of the best American karters with 28 years racing at the highest levels in the sport, offering personalized training on and off the track. Follow GFC Karting on Facebook and Instagram, or click over to gfckarting.com to learn more about joining Team GFC. GFC, live your passion. Cometic Gasket is a leading worldwide supplier of gaskets and engine sealing solutions for karting, automotive performance, power sports, original equipment, and the remanufactured engine industries. Cometic karting gaskets are available as OE replacement top-end kits or as individual gaskets and seals. Just like competitive karters, Cometic can operate on the fly and has the unique capability to customize any gasket to meet specific engine requirements and clearances. All of Cometic's fiber materials are asbestos-free and do not require any additional sealants. Viton oil ring cylinder head seals are used in each 2-cycle kit, and Cometic's 4-cycle engine kits feature only the most advanced multi-layer steel head gaskets. Cometic can tailor to engine builder-specific needs through bulk ordering and packaging flexibility. Cometic gaskets are must-haves for championship-winning teams across multiple disciplines of both professional and amateur motorsports. Cometic Gasket, sealing championships since 1989. Welcome back to our OutLap episode 79 as we are previewing this coming weekend's Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals 8 at Newcastle Motorsports Park. My name is Rob Howden. David Cole joining me here. We'll both be on track this weekend. Looking forward to an opportunity to get back behind the wheel. David, we'll start with senior medium, kind of it's that class that draws from light and draws from heavy. So 113 entries, crazy to me. Former winners include Colin Lloyd, Jeremy Warren, Gary Lawson, Jordan Pryor, Jacob Donald, Colin Warren has won a couple of times. He's won both in 17 and 21. Mick Gabriel, of course, Christopher McKeithen winning last year. Let's talk a little about the divisional winners as well.
Yeah, divisional winners that won in 2024 include Colin Warren in the South program, Hudson Brown in the Northeast, Cale Zimmerman in the North Division, and Zach Boehm in Canada. Zach is the only driver not in the field that'll be at the Grand Nationals. So just Warren, Brown, and Zimmerman are the divisional winners that'll be at the event this weekend.
Do you want to throw some names out here? It keeps screaming. There's just so many drivers.
There's so many drivers. Yeah, we can't really, last year it was, this category was the last race of the day. Again, Christopher McKeithen came out with the victory. It was, if I recall, it was kind of a coyote dominating event.
Yeah, I think they went 1, 2, 3, didn't they?
1, 2, 3 at the event. I'm going to pull up the results here real quick just to confirm. I was looking at some names, but it was McKeithen who was able to get away from everybody else. I think Overbeck got the black flag for defensive driving in the session after he had just won in the senior light. So this was it kind of a little controversial because of that. But either way, Christopher McKeithen came away with a victory. Ian Quinn in second, Adam Maxwell third. So Adam Maxwell, we just talked about him. He's doing back. All three. Yep. So he'll be doing all three. Finished third last year ahead of Jake Hevlow, Paulie Massimino in the 5th spot. So those are some of the names. I think Hevlo's back, of course. Paulie Massimino back with Precision
Performance karting, yeah.
Performance karting, and Maxwell's back. I believe Ian Quinn is back as well too. Yeah, he's all back. So again, and then we could keep going down the field. There's a lot of drivers that were in the top 15, top 20 that were there last year are going to be back. And then you add in some new names as well.
Brandon Jarzik back behind the wheel. Massimino, Maxwell, McKeithen, like you said. You got Overbeck and Massimino coming off the 200 lap victory this past weekend. Austin Olds was in that fight as well. Jordan Pryor, a former winner. He's going to be there. A couple that, Canadian Jonathan Treadwell as well from California. David Vasquez. You got local drivers like Eli Warren. Couple other drivers adding in here. I'll let you throw a couple that are coming in as well. Caleb Gaffera on an MGM is running. Driver we've seen run nationally for a long time.
I was just going to talk about some new names. Caleb Gaffera is the new name. He hasn't run the Grand Nationals before. Aiden Rudolph under CRG Nordam tent. He's coming in kind of not sure exactly what to expect, being a longtime 2-cycle racer, never been doing the Briggs. Won at the IKF Grand Nationals this year. So he's coming in, and Caleb's been doing really good at the Trackhouse program, winning nearly, I think, all the club races there that he's competed in. So he's a former USPKS and SCUSA champion as well. So, that's kind of the thing about this category, senior medium and senior light. There's going to be a lot of combination of the 4-cycle regulars and the 2-cycle standouts that are coming in.
So true.
I mean, you look at a guy like Brandon Atkins. He actually won the Masters race here a couple of years ago, but he's going to go back down. He's going back down to the medium weight where he doesn't have to put on a lot of weight. But, he could be one of those drivers that emerges with, a good finish as well, because he's got a lot of experience. So,
and I think leading in, David, with the senior medium category, we don't need to go too deep into the light or the heavies, because a lot of the drivers, as we know, doing double duty, we can kind of play around that a little bit to save a bit of time. But listen, you can't go through this without talking about the Flying Llama.
He just commented on our post that we shared about the Out of the Box contest. So their team name is the Flying Llamas. So it's a perfect fit.
Riley Scott.
Riley Scott, that is. And I put up a challenge. I said, hey, if you don't win this, maybe we cut your hair off, and then you don't then you're no longer the llama.
Wow.
So we'll have to see how that goes. But it's
kind of harsh.
It is, Yeah. So their Flying Llamas crew is the team name. So
I love it. So again, like we said, a lot of drivers in medium, some of them also running light, some of them also running heavy, going in the other direction depending on the driver's weight.
Yeah, and the one thing Nate, I'm so used to doing podcasts with Nate.
That's right.
All three, Warren, Hudson Brown, and Cale Zimmerman, won both championships. So they all three of them won medium and light championships this year at the divisionals. So
all right,
that's kind of the unique thing. Like, and then Warren, again, is a multi-time winner here at the Grand Nationals. I think winning 8 times. I got to double check that, do my math, but he's won the medium category here twice. He's won the light category twice, and he's also won the old versions of the senior categories where it was the full body work. So he won senior medium 3 times in that category as well too. So 2, and 3, that makes 7.
Yeah, it's incredible, obviously, right? All the races that Warren's won. Pryor, as we know, looking at senior light, Pryor won in 2022, James Overbeck last year. So the senior light category with 115, senior heavy with 72. Do we lead into some other drivers, David, potentially in the heavy category? You got to figure a lot of the drivers in junior, in light will be the same guys who are talking about, going for the win in the medium.
There'll probably be, there's some guys focused on the heavy that do medium as well too. And there's guys like myself that are in legend or in masters that are going to do heavy to get that extra track time. So, when you look at, the former winners in senior heavy, you had drivers like Curtis Fox, Gary Lawson, Adam Maxwell, who we talked about already, and Eric Fagan, and then last year's winner, Chris Carroll. So 3 technically drivers were Masters drivers when they won senior heavy, and Lawson Eric Fagan and Chris Carroll. So again, that's kind of the mix. I mean, you look at Jeff Dolian. That's a driver who's never been at the Grand Nationals. He's going to be in the senior heavy class. And he's always one to kind of be just as fast as all the senior drivers. So yeah, that's kind of the craziness of the senior heavy category is you get a mix of the senior drivers who are fast and the masters drivers who are fast. Now,
and let's look at the senior driver that the champion from the South, Owen Lloyd, right? So you got all these guys that are over 30, but then you got 16-year-old Owen Lloyd, who I think definitely will be a driver to beat here.
Yeah, I think Owen Lloyd's one of the drivers to look at. Brady Atwood won in the Northeast division. He's 16 years old as well for MGM chassis. Nick Sobiak, the VLR driver, won the North Division championship. He's at 20 years old. He was one of the fast drivers in heavy last year. He actually got into a wreck in one of the opening heat races. So again, that's the one thing that's different about this event: progressive heats. So where you finish in heat one starts you for heat two. And so he came up through us in the second heat and just was super fast. So if he can keep things clean, he'll be one of those to watch as well too. And then Jason Rothman was the Canadian champion, and he'll be in the field. He's actually of master's age, 31 years old. So that's again, that's the craziness about the senior heavy category. You got a lot of young drivers, but you also have those masters drivers looking to and can compete at the same level.
100%. All right, let's go back to the break. When we get back, we'll do Junior, Master, and Legends as our preview for this year's Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals continues. Established in 1999, PSL Karting has become a powerhouse within the karting industry for North America and around the world. PSL Karting is your complete source for all Burrell Art products as the North American importer, providing this top quality product through both their expansive dealer network or through the PSLkarting.com online store. Whatever you need is available 24/7 online, including safety gear, parts, components, and full karting packages. All three brands, Burrell Art, Ricardo Kart, and Charles Leclerc Karts, are in stock and ready to hit the track. Grab your winning chassis for any category by visiting PSLkarting.com to find your nearest dealer. PSL Karting is always looking for interest in new dealers and teams to help create new business relationships. Drivers looking to take their talents to the next level can join the Burrell Art North America race team, competing at all the major U.S. and Canadian events this season. When you're ready to win, go with PSL Karting. It all started in my parents' garage. That's the foundation for MPG Motorsports, which grew from a small home garage in Indiana into one of the top race teams and kart shops in the industry. A true passion for motorsports runs deep in the DNA of MPG, which has developed strong connections within karting. Now based at the Whiteland Raceway Park in central Indiana, MPG Motorsports offers a wide range of opportunities through its race team while providing a full-service kart shop as an official dealer for the Kart Republic brand. The MPG Motorsports race team is led by ownership partner and karting champion Chase Jones and provides full trackside service and driver development. Be part of the MPG program at the USPKS, Stars Championship Series, and Route 66 Sprint Series events with arrive and drive opportunities available at those programs, as well as at the Whiteland Club races this season. A new 3,500 square foot shop is now open at the Whiteland Raceway Park in Whiteland, Indiana, and is the new home of MPG Motorsports. This new headquarters will provide local and regional racers with a full-service race shop that provides a wide range of parts and supplies to racers, including the full chassis line of the Kart Republic brand. For more, head to mpg-motorsports.com and follow us on social media. Let MPG Motorsports take your motorsports career in the direction of your choice. Left without a mechanic or a crew to help you at the kart track or in the garage? Kart Lift Kart Stands is your solution. The company, founded in 2003, is now owned and operated by Ted Fashing out of Cokato, Minnesota, and Ted has decades of knowledge and experience with fabrication. Kartlift takes pride in both our quality and our personal customer service that we provide on the phone or at the track. Kartlift kart stands can be found at racetracks all over the country. If you race alone, or if you're a parent with a cadet or junior driver, let our one-man winch lift make your race days easier. Position the hooks under the rear bumper, push the button, and your cart is raised into position and you're ready to go. We also have Kartlift stackers for storing 2 carts at once, traditional kart stands, single and double upright storage stands, tire changers, and skid plate kits. Race teams and shops can contact us about our state-of-the-art chassis straightening table. If you have an idea for a custom stand, Kartlift can build it for you. All products from Kartlift are made in the USA. Kartlift kart stands are available at many kart shops around the country, or you can order online at kartlift.com. For more information, give us a call at 877-777-8020. That's 877-777-8020. Get a Kartlift today. Welcome back to the OutLap Preview Podcast, episode number 79 here. It is October the 8th. Rob Howden alongside David Cole previewing this coming weekend's Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals 8. David, let's jump into the junior category. 97 entries. Former winners include Stefano Lucente, Elijah Skaggs, Alexander Searle, Logan Adams, Brent Cruz, James Overbeck, who obviously went on to win in senior as well, Eli Warren in 2022, and last year, Isaac Malkit scoring the win in the junior category. And then you've got your divisional winners as well. Lucas Theck from the South Series, Christopher Wakefield from both the Northeast and the North, and Declan Black in Canada. Those are your 3 divisional winners here right now. Junior, it's going to be a barn burner for sure. And another category as I'm scrolling through our spreadsheet here, kind of highlighting some of the drivers we should talk about. And I just keep highlighting drivers because this is going to be a barn burner in this category.
Well, let's start with last year's winner, Isaac Malkit. He'll be back to defend his victory. So we've never had a repeat winner, a back-to-back winner in this category. So that'll be something Malkit's going to be going for. And then all 3 of the divisional winners, Theck, Wakefield, and Black, are in the field as well, too. So you got to pick those as some of the early favorites heading into the event. That's the craziness about it. When you're at 90 drivers, you got a lot to kind of go through. Looking at last year's event, Wakefield was second. So there you go. I mean, Malkit, Wakefield, 1-2 last year. Both are coming in with success on the season. Obviously, Wakefield doing really well with both Northeast and North championships. Yep. I'm looking at last year's top 5. Jackson Wolney is moving up into senior.
He is.
Cade Yager, don't see. Yeah, he'll be returning. He finished 5th.
Yager's running. Yep.
Nathan Dupuis, the Canadian, going to be back in the junior field. So he finished 6th last year. Perkins, let's see. Not Canadian. Prevel Perkins finished 7th last year. Brady Shad. Not in the field. Oh yeah, there's Brady Shad right there in 8th. So a lot of the top 10 from last year returning. So we're going to see some very familiar names up at the front of the field. It'll just be who's going to be the new drivers that kind of come up and challenge. It could be the Canadian driver that won the divisional with Declan Black. It could be Lucas Theck. That could be a driver up in the top 10 this year, coming off a divisional championship in the South.
Yeah, there's a bunch of quick Canadians, as I said, too. Hudson Jack Erlin, a driver's been doing a lot of top-level racing. What about Sam Tutwiler? He literally just ran in the Mark Harrison Memorial 200 race with Tyson Catrone in that 200-lapper, and now he's here running in the junior category, just 13 years of age. He could be obviously could be in the fight as well.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of 15-year-olds as you look at the age. There's a lot of experienced drivers. There's actually Prevel Perkins from Ohio, who I just mentioned. He's 16, so he's in his final junior event probably for his career. But there's a lot of experience. 15 and 14 is pretty common. What did we say the average age was for junior? I think it was 14. So that makes sense because there's a lot of older kids in this group where you look at the junior ranks in 2-cycle, there's a lot of younger drivers in those ranks. So
agreed. Yeah.
I think Tyrone Kemper, that's a driver to watch out for, that we've seen do well in the Texas Sprint Racing Series and 2-cycle side of things. But he's been doing this race for a number of years as well too. Again, I would imagine to see some really good racing up front in this class with how experienced this field is.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. And again, we'll move now into the Masters category, drivers 30 years of age and older. Talk about the fact that the average age now 44 in that 30 years of age and older category. 56 entries in total. Former winners include Scott Jeffries, Michael Welsh, Nick Tucker, Brandon Atkins, Michael Dittmer, Eric Fagan, and Mark Steele winning last year. Your divisional winners this year for 2024, Todd Barron in the South, Eric King in the Northeast, Ryan Cassidy in the North, and Matthew Demers up in Canada. And I know Demers is pretty excited about getting down here to run the Grand Nationals. But David, again, another category where I'm just like, I'm highlighting Skitchy Barnes, Todd Barron, Chris Carroll, Ryan Kasner. I even highlighted you, Dave.
Why?
you ran top 5 last year, baby.
Yeah, I was running 4th till something happened. I won't get into
contact.
That. Contact. Looking at the last 2 winners, Eric Fagan in the field, Mark Steele in the field. Those are kind of the benchmarks for this class. If you want to follow anybody in practice, it's those 2 drivers. Fagan, I think, came up from like last in the opening heat race in 2022 and ended up winning the whole thing. So it's just 2 amazing drivers that finished 1-2 last year with Steele taking the victory ahead of Fagan. Jeff Shaw ended up finishing in the 3rd spot, but I don't see Shaw returning. So Todd Barron ended up finishing 4th, will be returning as the South champion. And then Sean O'Shea returning after finishing 5th last year. And again, a lot of drivers from the top 10, top 15, top 20 all returning. And then new drivers as well, too, that have never made their Grand National start. You already said Skitchy Barnes making his first start. Another one being Scott Falcone. That's a name we haven't heard in a long time. If you're familiar with the 2-cycle side of things, a former SCUSA Pro Tour champion and Challenge in America's champion as well too, making his debut at the Grand Nationals with on the GFC chassis with Trackside Karting Services.
You know, who was quick last year was David Galawina as well, or Galania rather. He went by me like I was standing still after an incident early because he was absolutely flying. He'll be a guy to watch, of course, in this race. Ian McIntyre from Canada, I think, one to watch as well. He's a Canadian champion.
Yeah, finished 6th last year.
Yeah, there you go. Sean Meyer, man, he's been around forever and is a super quick driver as well out of Florida, so he could be there as well.
I think this is his first time racing Masters because I think he's typically ran senior.
Yeah, and so medium and heavy.
Yeah. So this is his first year racing in the senior or the Masters category.
What about Ryan Spareski?
Yeah, that's an interesting story. They've actually been developing their own kart. It's called the Happy Kart. It's him and Happy. I'm trying to think Happy's real name because we just call him Happy. Chris Hamilton. They're very connected with Hendrick Motorsports operation, actually. So they've been able to utilize some of their friendships and build a kart from the ground up.
Interesting.
They've been developing this over the last year and a half. So that's going to be, we're going to have Nicholas Terlecki drive it in the senior categories, but the class filled up. And so they gave the kart to a heavy driver, and then they opened up the senior classes again. And Terlecki's like, well, now I'm out of a kart. They only have a few karts manufactured already. So
okay,
that'll be something to kind of keep an eye on. I think they'll actually be under the Camp Chaos tent still with their Happy Karts.
There you go. Other drivers to watch. Daryl Timmers, the Canadian, coming to run as well. Part of the Professional Racing Ontario crew, that pro crew with Curtis Fox, who's won here before. We'll give a shout out to our boy Tom Harleman. He's going to run in the Masters category as well. He was going to try to run Legends, but I don't think he can make the weight for it. So Tommy's going to run in the Masters category.
Yeah, another one is Josh Velez, the Challenge of the Americas race director, going to be getting back behind the wheel. He raced here a couple of years ago in the senior heavy and senior medium classes, but now 35, he's going to be in the Masters class. I think it's 35 and up, Rob. I don't think it's 30 and
okay.
up.
There you
go.
Okay.
Yeah, because looking at all the ages, everybody's 35. So that's the reason why some of these guys stayed in the heavy class.
All right, let's move to the Legends category right now. 60 all told, 50 years of age and up. I know that one for sure. Former winners Todd Barron and Ryan Cassidy's won the last couple of years. He's been super strong in this class. Been kind of a core group of drivers running up in the front over the last couple of years. Divisional winners, not surprising. Todd Barron winning down in the south. Tim Hannon winning up in the northeast. Ryan Cassidy winning in the north. And Eli Yanko, the Canadian champion, 60 years young, going to be able to roll in here in Legends. And 60 drivers, again, a record number of Legend drivers. This is my category, and I love it. It's going to be, again, there's a lot of drivers that we've talked about and covered in racing, David, over the last number of years. National level, pro level, 100cc around the country. So it's cool to see so many of these drivers come out and get back out on the track again. Yeah,
looking at this could be the opportunity. We saw Ryan Cassidy run both Masters and Legends last year. He ended up picking up the victory in Legends, now a two-time winner in the Legends class. He has the opportunity to win both, really, to be honest. He is probably the benchmark for drivers over the age of 35 and four cycle racing for sure. So he kind of set the benchmark over the last couple of years in the Legends class after Todd Barron won that opening year. But again, Barron and Cassidy are kind of the Mark Steele and Eric Fagan of the Legends class. You got to keep your stopwatch or follow them in practice for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Todd Bolton running here this year as well. I was interested to see Rod Clenard on there on a CRG. Rod, of course, a driver we watched for many years running in national level master shifter racing. He's been doing a lot of work at the Heart of Texas kart track down there in Texas, and good to see him coming out here with a CRG. It'll be good to see Rod. I haven't seen him in a while.
Well, let's look at last year. Last year we had Cassidy 1, Jamie MacArthur 2, James Perkins 3, Jeff Scott 4, Tim Hannon 5, all 5 returning. So that sets the mark for, can we knock any of those guys down?
Hold on. I don't see Hannon on the list. Tim Hannon's not on the list.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I just assumed he was going to be there. Maybe he'll be an at-track entry, winning the Northeast Championship. I thought for sure he'd be in the list, but Doug Cook is in the field, finished 6th. Is there Brian Berger finished 7th, Steve Lyons 8th. Let's see, Lions.
He's there.
Yeah, Lions there. Eli Yanko, you already just said that.
He'll be there.
He'll be coming down as well too. And then some guy named Rob Houghton finished 10th.
Top 10 last year. A couple of top 10s for me, a 5th and a 10th in my time. So it's been good.
Yeah, let's keep it on the lower numbers there.
I'll see what I can do. Other quick guys, of course. John O'Keefe's always been super fast. James Perkins, as we know. How about Piggy? Phil Pignataro's coming to run this weekend.
Yeah, he'll be back. He ran in I want to say it was 2020. I think that he came and ran that year in Masters. So I think he's going to try his hand in Legends this time around. So he'll be, I think he did run Legends as well too. One of the other years as well. So, another name to add to Falcone's running both Masters and Legends. So he'll be fast in probably the Legends class for sure, if not both categories. Excuse me. Sorry. What was the name I just saw? Now I was going to mention, Jeff Scott's there. Tim Shutt, been fast.
Yeah.
He is. I think he's doing both as well too. So he's a driver to watch. What was the other? There's one more name.
James Insko is another driver. I think I want to point out there. The year that I did finish 5th, I was running 7th on the track, and Insko was in the top 5. He and I believe Jamie MacArthur got together there. But James Insko is always a top 10 guy running in the South as well.
Yeah. So, Paul Mantopoli, that's another name. The only best kart in the field. He'll be the New Jersey driver, be making his Grand Nationals debut as well.
All right, there you have it, folks. There's your lineup. A number of drivers, as we know, in the Legends category. Almost done here right now. Last break. When we get back, we'll go over Sportsman, Cadet, and Kid Kart and cap things off for this edition of the OutLap. In this day and age, if you need something for your karting program, it's just one mouse click away. One of the leading online stores in the sport of karting is tsracing.com. The Florida-based company has been serving the karting community for decades. TS Racing is one of the few kart shops with technical expertise in all divisions of karting. TS Racing's online superstore features a full range of the products you need to start karting today, or to restock your garage or trailer for the racing season. TS Racing is also the official distributor for Vega tires. For dirt, road racing, sprint, and the most popular four-cycle tire with Cup Karts North America, a wide range of Vega compounds and sizes are available for your karting needs. Head over to tsracing.com today or call 352-793-9600 to learn more about the Vega tire brand or the many products that they have at TS Racing. The new face of competitive karting in the Pacific Northwest region is RaceLab. The full-service karting operation is located at the state-of-the-art Kartplex facility in Oliver, British Columbia, Canada, providing everything you need to hit the track or put yourself in a successful driver development program. RaceLab is the official North American distributor for the TB Kart chassis brand, providing the full range of models from kid kart to shifter kart. Villeneuve Racing Karts is their flagship product, available only through RaceLab. The brand carries the name of Formula One champion and Indianapolis 500 winner Jacques Villeneuve, with each model produced by TB Kart. Kartplex, the home of RaceLab, is situated on the grounds of the Area 27 Motorsports Park. From full arrive and drive TB Kart rentals to leagues and competition karting, the facility provides a new home to developing the future stars of motorsports, all beginning at Kartplex with RaceLab. Follow RaceLab on social media on Facebook and Instagram, or load up their website at www.theracelab.ca to learn more about TB Kart and Villeneuve Racing Karts. RaceLab. Race with us, win with us. Let decades of experience and success lead you to the top of the podium. Join Brandon Jarsacrack Racing as your race team at the sport's major events in the United States. Brandon Jarsacrack is a four-time United States Pro Kart Series champion, along with a multi-time SuperKarts USA Pro Tour and WKA Manufacturers Cup Series race winner. Jarsacrack is ranked among one of the best from his generation to get behind the wheel of a racing kart. BJR provides full race team service and support at all USPKS, SCUSA, and Stars Championship Series events, along with trackside programs at the Trackhouse Motorplex in Mooresville, North Carolina. Partnering with Mike Doty Racing, Brandon's team of driver coaches and mechanics are passionate for the sport, providing decades of experience both on the track and working with many of today's karting standouts and current motorsport stars. Brandon Jarsacrack Racing offers a full range of services, including kart preparation, driver coaching, and race event support for both two-cycle and four-cycle competitors. BJR is an official LN Racing Kart team with OTK USA and is an official offset sport race team. Contact them today to develop a program based around your needs. Head to BrandonJarsacrack.com to learn more. Back at it here to cap things off with this edition of the EKN OutLap, episode 79, as we preview the Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals 8 coming up this weekend. Let's have a look now at the sportsman categories. 37 drivers. We talked about the fact earlier when we went through the by the numbers that sportsman and cadet were really together for a number of years. Then they split them, and we're seeing the growth in both those categories continuing as separate entities. So 37 drivers in sportsman. Ayrton Grimm scoring the win in 17 and 19. Caden Fretwell in 18. Or rather, you got Fretwell down for 17 as well, David.
Yeah, because in 2017, they actually ran a final on Saturday and a final on Sunday and combined the points. So yes, there are actual drivers who won twice in 2017.
Logan Adams, a sportsman winner in 2018, now a USF Pro 2000 driver. I love that. Ben Mayer in 2020. Keelan Harvick scored the win back in 2021. Isaac Malkin, a multi-time winner in the event, scoring the sportsman win in 2022. Holden Harder winning last year in 2023. Your divisional winners coming in from the South, Lincoln Massey, Wyatt Fink from the Northeast, and Daniel Dragonoff from up north in Canada. David, 37 drivers up for grabs. And one of the things we obviously see in the kid kart cadet sports, so you don't get a lot of drivers winning year on year based on the fact that a lot of times they're going to graduate up. You can still do that, but there's always new drivers, propagating the class, moving up from the category below.
Yeah, Harder being one of those drivers moving up to the junior ranks. So yeah, we'll have a new winner in 2024. It could be Lincoln Massey, who's coming in as, you said, the South champion, and Daniel Dragonoff coming in as the North champion. Northeast champion Fink not on the entry list, so we'll see if he's a walk-up entry. But some notable names I know off the top of my head, Tanner Barsh for CRG Nordam from Texas. He's a Texas Sprint Racing Series race winner down there a few times. Aston Wyatt, another driver from Texas who's picked up a number of different wins over the last couple of seasons in Briggs 206 Racing.
AJ Stoner, another driver we've seen doing a lot of racing, right, for AMAX.
Yeah, AJ Stoner. Holden Myers is a name that comes to mind as well too, and as you said, AJ Lucas Tarango, the Nitro Kart driver from Arizona.
Agreed. Yeah,
that's another
sure.
Top cadet driver in the field. So
And again, David, we're not trackside at any of these CKN regional events. So this is going to be, for us, it's going to be, hey, let's see what happens the first couple of sessions, and we're going to see who's kind of, working their way to the front. It's going to be a little bit of a surprise to us, like it's will for many. We'll see which drivers out of whatever region kind of step up to find the speed here at Newcastle. And those initial sessions we go qualify, or rather go practice racing on Thursday, are going to kind of give us a look of who's going to kind of be up front.
Yeah, and the top two drivers returning, AJ Stoner finishing 6th last year, Sawyer Chambers, the Texas driver, finishing 7th. So those are your top two returning drivers.
There you go, a couple from the top 10. Fantastic. Into cadet with 51 drivers, a stacked field for cadet. Connor Lipka, the winner last year. Last year, of course, the first year with that category. Parker Stewart, champion of the South Division. John Dwyer of the Northeast. RJ Brown of the North, and up in Canada, Keegan Irwin. So David, let's have a look at some of those cadet drivers. Again, for you and I, some of these names are new to us. They won't be, of course, after this weekend once we go racing, but let's have a look at some of the cadet drivers. Yeah,
Irwin, the only divisional winner not on the entry list that are coming into this weekend. So the other three, Parker Stewart, John Dwyer, and RJ Brown, going to be in attendance. And I was just going to pull up last year's results.
Do that. Perfect.
Yeah, we have a number of drivers graduating to the sportsman side. So that's going to be, again, a new winner in 20. No, Connor Lipka. Sorry, he is returning. So he's going to come back, try and become a repeat winner in this category. But I'm looking at the rest of the list. I don't see any names. Austin Taylor finishing in 5th last year. Gaddis. Is there a Gaddis? No, that Gaddis not.
Dominic Gaddis. Yep.
Oh, did I miss it? There he is. Yep.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah.
So the Gaddis and so Lipka, Gaddis, Austin Taylor, top 3 of the top 5 drivers returning in 2024.
That's solid. I would say a couple drivers to look at as well would be Danny O'Gara, who has had a lot of success Route 66 series, based on out of Whiteland Raceway Park, and maybe Hudson Howard as well. Mm-hmm. Jay Howard's son Hudson's really starting to come on here in 2024. He could be a driver, I think, to watch in the middle of the fight.
Yeah, Braden Clossy, the Wisconsin driver on the Merlin, has been a North contender as well this season. Jaden Francisco, the driver, the Nitro Kart driver, has been doing really well in the Micro Swift categories in the second half of the season. So he'll be in the field. Hayden Lawson, son of Gary Lawson, going to be in this field as well too. And then
here's one.
Tyson Underwood. Yeah, Tyson Underwood from Arizona.
We talked about some of the kids moving up from kid karts, right? So the 2023 kid kart champion in the CKN North Series, Jackson Reinholtz, moving up with the Merlin category as well. So kind of making that move up from winning the kid kart North championship now into the big show on the big stage, running in the cadet class.
Yeah, and again, there could be some other names that we are not familiar with that could be in the mix all weekend long.
Okay, we'll wrap things up here right now with the 26 entries in the kid kart category. Former winners include Brady Shad. We talked about Brady already. Jacob Scheibel, Sawyer Chambers, Summit Rossiter, Camden Clay, Parker Stewart, and Blake Hindry winning last year in 2023. I don't see Hendry on the list for the cadet category. Is he back with Kid Kart again?
No, I don't see him on the list.
I don't see him either.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
So let's look at the divisional champions as well. Dean Yates in the south, Spencer Height in the northeast, Grant Heckman in the north, and I would say Koa Dozet from Canada. And he's there.
Yep, all four divisional champions going to be in the field. Again, this is a record field of 26 drivers, so it's going to be a loud sound when they're on the rev limiter all the way around the Kid Kart track. They do run a shorter racetrack than what we run. They do the cut through at the grid out. They'll do the shark fin, and they'll do the actual cut through that we used to do through there. So that'll be the interesting. It'll be a cool thing to see all these drivers going. A familiar name in the NASCAR world, Kip Knaus is the son of Chad Knaus, driving on a nitro kart. I know nitro karts. Back in with 4-cycle racing, they'd have their partnership with Ryan Perry Motorsport on the two-cycle side of things. But on the 4-cycle side, they kind of take care of their own program. And so there are going to be a number of drivers there under the Nitro Kart tent this weekend.
I love it. And you'll have to give us a little bit of a leeway here, folks. We don't know a lot about the Kid Kart drivers around the country, but I'm excited to have them all coming up to a major event like this, right? We talked about the fact that we have 60 drivers, 50 years of age and older, and look how many drivers we have here who are 9 years, anywhere from 6 to 9 years of age. This is the future of the sport, David. That's the beauty about the Kid Kart program. They get their own, a smaller racetrack, but they get a chance to be on the big stage as well, which I think is awesome about the CKNA Grand Nationals.
Well, yeah, 2 years from now, they'll all be in the cadet division, some into the sportsman. So that helps grow those categories even further. And it's just, I think this is the kind of the gauge of where the event's going, to have a record turnout in Kid Kart. That's something they've been trying to build up. I think now having the 4 different divisionals certainly helps. You got drivers from Texas, Ontario, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Michigan, North Carolina, Indiana, Missouri, Arizona, New York, Louisiana, and Washington all represented.
That's
crazy,
amazing, isn't it? That's crazy. So fantastic. Well, there you go, folks. That is at least a look as we could so far coming into this weekend's Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals. Looking forward to it for sure. We'll have coverage all weekend long, lots of social media. Our boy Nate Dean's going to be joining us here on Wednesday to round out the EKN trio of people trackside. David and I are going to be pretty busy, so we're not going to be doing a lot of focusing on in terms of race reports. Nate's going to be handling the top 10 posts, do a lot of social media, of course, on our social media platforms. David, you and I are going to focus more on our own programs, posting those up to social. You now probably do some side-by-side 1-minute flats to start off the weekend, but we're done in the suit this weekend. It's our turn to get behind the wheel after a busy year of covering races and announcing races.
Yeah, excited to get back behind the wheel. So yeah, very similar coverage to what we did at Rock Island Grand Prix, minus me doing double duty. So so watch for fun 1-minute flats each morning. Either we'll do them together or do them separate. We'll see how it goes, but we'll also do some videos and some photos from our point of view in terms of how our day and weekend are going. It's going to be long days, Friday and Saturdays. So yeah, maybe you'll see some craziness from us come Saturday night when we're watching some of the special stuff they got going on.
True enough, yeah. So again, Kart Chaser will be streaming the live broadcast. David, are we going to do it the live audio on EKN as well?
Yeah, we're going to do the EKN, ekartingnews.com/live, ekartingnews.com/radio, or get on the EKN Radio Network app. We'll tune in, we'll tap into the feed all weekend long and just stream it nonstop, so that people who can't watch or maybe on the road, you need to just listen to the audio, you'll have the opportunity to do that.
There you go. We're going to be using obviously our hashtags as well, so you can search if you'd like through social media, hashtag EKN at CKNA, hashtag CKNAGN8, hashtag CKNA Grand Nationals 8, hashtag Race Briggs, hashtag Vega Tires, and of course, as always, hashtag karting. David, that is it. I'm already here at Newcastle. I'm in the Airbnb. It's 12 days at an Airbnb, having done the Mark Harrison Memorial 200 endurance race this past weekend, which was fantastic. A couple of days here before, I'll be up. I'm going to the track here in a couple hours. I'm sure people are rolling in. They're going to be starting to set up, and it's going to be a very busy day trackside. I will say this: I was there yesterday, and it was a ghost town. There was nobody there at all. Of course, this isn't a top national event where big teams come in a weekend before and are set up. This is grassroots racing. We talk about it, and people are rolling. They've been on the road probably Sunday through Monday. They'll be driving today and tomorrow. People are going to be rolling in tomorrow, but it's going to be a crazy place from, I'm sure, right now all the way through to Sunday night.
Yeah, if you had you were tech savvy, we'd set up like a GoPro time lapse from the tech barn to kind of show how the paddock fills itself.
I am not tech savvy, so we'll do that next year.
Yeah, we'll have to do that next year.
Folks, thank you so much for tuning into this edition of the OutLap. It is going to be a big weekend. This is the race for Briggs 206 drivers. David sort of throwing out a bunch of the states. Again, we talked about from Race Select. What we say, Dave? 38 states, I think. I think it was the number.
I just shut the...
It's 30. I'm going to go with 38 states.
It was either 36 or 38.
It was 36. It's 38 now.
It's 36.
Don't do
36. Sorry.
Scroll down here.
36.
You're actually making me do this.
It's 36. I just looked it up.
Up from 32.
Yeah, 36 up from 32.
Up
Sorry.
From 32. So again, drivers from all over the country and Canada, and of course, New Zealand, we talked about as well, Bermuda. It's going to be a fantastic weekend, folks. We hope you enjoy the coverage. We hope you enjoy, if you're coming with us to be trackside, it's going to be a fun weekend. And something we didn't really touch on, it is the middle of October. It could be cold. It could be raining. No, it is going to be high 60s, low 70s. An absolutely perfect weekend in Newcastle, Indiana for this event. It's going to be a fantastic one here for Grand National State. Thank you so much for tuning into this edition of the OutLap. On behalf of David Cole, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.